Shit just been feeling more effortless these days. Shit easy, man. I can't even explain it. Straight to a bucket. Yeah. Send Runnur Club like a rocket. Put money in new Subi pockets. I bought like I ran out of options.
What type of music you grow up in?
I grew up on everything, man. Like Biggie, Hove. That's when I was coming up before I really got into music myself. Like I was listening to what, my pops was listening to, my uncle, cousins or whoever, like the Locks, like whatever was playing in barbershops and shit like that in the streets of Philly. State property, that was big when I was young, when I was a young boy. And then once I got to start digging and into music myself, that was middle school, I would say. And I started getting into like Wayne. That's when,
So I was talking
Wayne was tearing it up that time. Yeah.
about Wayne. You got a favorite, I guess, maybe Wayne song or album?
I would have to say for me, my favorite Wayne project would probably be the Carter 2 or Dedication 2. Like that, them two probably neck and neck for me. Or man, he got so many from that time. It's kind of crazy. Like even the Drought 3, like he was on the tear. He was on the tear, bro. So it's tough. It's tough with Wayne. Like his body of work is nuts. And then after that era, I started getting into the backpack rap, like during MySpace and Tumblr, that era when blogs was out, like Two Dope Boys, like I started getting the Currency, Wiz, Dom, like that was more my speed because I always liked the street shit, but like I was never really like heavy in the streets and none of that. So that was closer to what it resonated with me more because it was closer to the type of shit that I was on or interested in. So like like when Dom was first coming out, I remember I saw like the first video of Dom, my boy Fred, like he had it posted on his MySpace page. And it was like a hundreds freestyle. It was like him and Pac Div. I don't know if you remember Pac Div. Like you know what I'm talking about. They did like a freestyle for the 100th anniversary, and Dom verse was crazy. So I'm like who this? Like you gotta put me on. So he told me it was some dude named Dom Kennedy based out of LA, and I started tapping in with him more. And then with the Wizzes, like the Kid Cuddies, all them type of guys, like honestly, I ain't gonna lie, Wiz is probably the reason why I started smoking at first. Like when I was in high school, I was more of an athlete. I wasn't really into like all that shit, and I started hearing that. I'm like, damn, he made that shit sound tough. So yeah, very classic, bro.
How would you describe this album?
I would say I fall into that lifestyle rap category. With some of the guys I mentioned before, just my style is kind of unique because I'm only rapping about things that are specific to me, my life. Like I rap about experiences that I've had or are currently experiencing in the present day. So everything's kind of unique to me. I definitely, I got influences. Like, our art is all influenced by somebody. Like, it's not really much new under the sun except for, technology and how it's advancing now. But as far as art, we imitate, those who we kind of gravitate towards. Shout out to the guys who, I mentioned before, but yeah, who paved the way for that whole lane. The everyday lifestyle raps, like the Currencies, all them guys.
How would you explain, like, I guess, your growth up line?
I would just say my art progresses as I progress through life. Like as I have more experiences, as I gain more wisdom, and interested in different things, as my interests differ. I obviously my art is going to evolve as I evolve as a person because my art reflects my experiences and who I am. So every project I ever did, you could see kind of where I'm at in my life, like the progression of where I am.
Yeah, I
Like,
want to talk a little bit
yeah,
about, I guess, like, the differences between maybe frequently flying and very light.
Frequently Flying, I would say is a much more mature album because I'm just talking about a lot of grown man shit on there. Talking about like issues I'm going through. I'm talking about seeing more success, like dealing with the ups and downs of life. It's not just kind of me like popping my shit, the whole way through. Even though a lot of it is like that's my shit, like the luxury lane and speaking to the highs and the successes in my life. I'm also introducing you to like some of the issues that I'm going through too. So
How would you describe a studio session? I'm in the studio.
yeah, you've been in there. My studio sessions, like they be calm, man. Like it's real. It's like a peaceful environment. It's love. I like to have, guys who I respect in there. Guys and women that I respect in there. People that I'm inspired by, just like on every day. Like I'm inspired by you. It could be whoever, but you can just vibe in there, chill, do your thing, and I'm gonna do mine. Like I go in there, go in a booth, and I just let it out. I'm not really like a nighttime studio bull really. I like getting my work done early. I don't like being in there like 2, 3 in the morning like you hear a lot of other rappers usually do. I like to do my shit in the daytime or like early in the evening or something like that. Yeah.
You got anything that you absolutely need in the studio?
I need them waters. Like I need the exquisite waters, the alkaline water, spring water. It help me keep going, so I don't get the cotton mouth in there. You always gotta have that good engineer on deck. You know what I'm saying? Making sure the sound's right, everything getting mixed good, and just the good energy. Like sometimes I had sessions where I'm just by myself. I like those because I tend to get more done like that. But when there's other people around, I like good input, like good energy. People, how I respect their opinions and they craft and what they doing. So I would just say like the energy and the space is very important. I like it to look a certain way in there too. I don't really like. I mean, when I was first coming up, you recording anywhere, basement, closets, or whatever. But now I kind of progress a little bit. I like my studio setup to be kind of nice. But I can still record anywhere. Like nowadays, I record a lot with my bro Life Crazy. He's a producer.
A
Yeah.
little bit about like maybe not favorite producers, or but like maybe producers you like working with more. Some artists maybe like some class that you really enjoy doing. Like every time you work with this person, it's definitely gonna be something like.
Yeah, so my favorite producers is, like I said, Life Crazy. That's my bro. You know what I'm saying? We've been tapped in since I first started rapping and he first started producing. He I don't know if he want me to tell nobody this, but he actually started producing because of me. Like when he heard me for real, like I'm not even bullshitting you. Like he probably tell you this too, but he was telling me like when I first started rapping, like it kind of inspired him to make beats. Yeah, so I was honored to hear that and like to see where he at now is ill because he's sick, bro. He's sick with it. And Jay Lit, he dude from Memphis named Jordan. He's tough too, bro. Like them two, like they ping pong for each other. So Jay Lit, he just moved to New York. Or Life Crazy, he based out of New York. So I record there a lot. He got the crazy studio set up in his crib. The views is crazy, overlooking Brooklyn. So it just inspires a lot of like ill shit. Like a lot of cool stuff comes out of there, I would say.
I'm gonna talk about a little bit about things that you just learned along the way.
Things that I learned along the way. Oof.
I guess you said the first tape all the way down to now.
I would say like one of the more important things that I learned was, you just gotta, be yourself through this whole thing. Like it don't matter what anything going on outside of you is, what direction all of that stuff is going. Like, you got the internet, you got where music is going in general, like the public music that's coming out, like all everything that's coming out, you kind of got to just tune it out as an artist and just do you. And I mean, I always been doing that from the start, but you know, even more, like I be on some, like, I don't care about none of the internet, the trends that you gotta do to like kind of get yourself pushed out there more. For me, is really just like, it's an art for me. Like, it's just, you know, me, you know, kind of communicating and expressing like my feelings or, you know, my life. Like, I just put it in the music. So for me, it's like art. So I may not drop as frequently like as you supposed to now. You know, in this day and age, just like microwave, like you gotta just keep shit coming. But for me, like I don't really care about that. Like it's like it's art. You know, I follow different artists. Like, you know, it's, you know, artists like a Picasso. He might have did something like earlier on and might not have did something for 6 7 years later. You know, but every single time, you know, that art transcended generations. So it's, you know, for me, it's the same way. That's how I look at my art. So.
You want to talk about a little bit, I guess, like maybe what you want to leave, or like how you want your rap legacy to be, I guess, remembered.
That's a deep one right there, huh? I mean, I guess as far as rap legacy, I just want everybody to know that I was me. I was authentic every single time like I put out a project. It was all me. It was what I'm doing in life, what I'm wearing, what I think is hot, like the food I'm eating, or, you know, who I'm hanging with. Like, it was all, you know, Nate Runnur exclusive. Like, it was just exclusive to me. And you know, I work with who I want to work with, and I did things on my own terms. Like, I don't care about like all the outside noise or what people say you're supposed to do as a rapper, I guess, these days. Like, for me, I don't even really consider myself a rapper. Like, it's, for me, it's an art form for me. Like, it's just because there's so many other things that I do, and there's so many other layers to me as a person. So I get in there, splash on tracks, but I also do a million other things. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't never want people to just, and not saying being a rapper is a bad thing at all. Like, being a rapper is fire. That's how I got here, from rap in its original form. I love it. That's why I do it. Cause I know some people like say being a rapper is a stigma and all that behind it. But for me, like, I don't really consider myself a rapper because I guess I don't release music like on a consistent cadence as somebody like who's like a legit, like, I'm legit in this shit. Don't get me wrong, but you know, people, they do their thing, and I just, you know, I feel like it's different layers to me. Yeah.
You working on anything now, or maybe the next tape, or
Yeah. So I got a collab coming up with somebody. I don't know if I could really say it right now, but it's somebody cool who kind of heavy. And I'm gonna be featured on his album actually. So we got a track. That shit, I can't wait till that comes out. That should be tough. And then, like, as far as my own project, I got a lot of shit in the stash. I got stuff that I'm still working on. Like, this summer I'm gonna be with Life Crazy, Jay Lit a lot more probably. Just, you know, vibing, making some shit, splashing, and we'll see what comes out of that. Like, right now, I really don't feel no pressure or anything internally to drop anything. I want to just drop like when I feel like it's that time, like when I'm compelled to drop. So now I'm just in a creative space, like I'm just creating, like just letting it flow. So I might just fuck around and drop this summer, like maybe, you know, if I feel like it, if the, you know, if the creative juices and the energy is flowing in the right direction. Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about, I guess, Runnurs Club.
Yeah, so Runnurs Club, at first it was meant to be like more specifically, more music specific, but I think as time progressed, it's more of a lifestyle creative hub type of thing, like for all things like creative that I want to get into and venture into. So I want to get into, like, you know, film direction, like video direction, or like I was telling you prior to this, going public with this, I wanted to do home goods and furniture and getting the interior design and things like that. So I'm not limiting myself. I never like to box myself into anything specific. So whatever direction that my creativity takes me in, I'm gonna just run with the Runnurs Club thing. So it was music for a very long time, but now it could be interior design. It could be film direction or video creation and things like that. I always want to like kind of be that guy behind the scenes, like kind of helping people like with creative strategy and creative direction. So we can start running with that too.
And then lastly, just want to talk about I know we broke hoop. I know we hoop together, and I know SwishLink.
Yep. Since middle school, we've been on that. Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
I played a couple of times in the Swish League
Yeah. So that's super exciting, man. Like, I've always been close to the game. I love basketball. Anybody that know me or close to me know I'm a basketball head. So I started SwishLink as just kind of like a space where guys like you and I, or even women, if they want to come and hoop, they could come. We meet at different gyms and we do runs. You know what I'm saying? And now I kind of stopped the initial portion of it, which was just people meeting at gyms and running. And now we're about to start a league, like a league for different big organizations and companies in the city, because I felt like it was just something that Philly was lacking. When I lived in New York, I was a part of like a corporate league out there, like with a bunch of dudes that worked at big companies and shit like that, or just worked at were a part of cool organizations, and it was some real good runs that came out of that. So that's something that we go and launch this winter. I'm working with some pretty cool names on this, pretty cool organizations. I ain't gonna put them out there yet, but yeah, it's a lot in the works for SwishLink. It's something that we're trying to take nationwide. Like me and my guys, Phil, Sam, we got a cool team because we locked in. It's kind of a family thing, and we just trying to organically grow it everywhere and kind of give people that like us that space to have an outlet. Because some people get caught up in they work life or just life in general, and you need that space to kind of do what you love to do. Like we ain't in the league or nothing like that, but we still love hooping. Like it's something that niggas still do. So just to bring people together and kind of foster relationships through that too. Like I know I met a lot of the people that I may do business with or even just kick it with now just from hooping, in different capacities in different cities. So just trying to bridge gaps and bring people together, connect dots. I'm also getting into coaching now. Like I coach a AAU team, assistant coach, because I don't always have the time to really be there. But when I'm there, I'm locked in. It's super cool, man. I'm invested in the just paying it forward and helping that next generation come up. And right now, I'm getting older, so now it's just about helping those after me. And as I'm growing, I'm just trying to help other people grow too.
So I guess a little bit, we can talk about Little Bro a little bit.
Little bro. Groovy. Yeah. Little bro, man, that's my guy, man. Groovy Kyle on IG, follow him. But he's in high school right now. He just finished his sophomore season in high school. I pour a lot into him because I see a lot of myself in him. But he better than I was at that age. So I'm super hyped about him and like his progression, just in basketball and in general. He growing into a man, so it's kind of cool to see him growing into what he's growing into these days, and just helping him out with advice on the court or whatever. The sky the limit for him. He want to do a lot of cool things. after high school, and it's cool to hear him talk about some of the stuff that he wants to do. But as far as ball, he a killer on that court. He a floor general. My family, like, we never typically had a whole lot of height. We ain't been blessed in that department. Like, I'm average size, but we get to it. We got heart. We gonna come out there and compete every time. So for him, he played a point guard, and he unselfish, and pass first, and he get to it. He try to get his teammates involved and try to elevate everybody else. Kind of like how what LeBron does, but LeBron, he do it all. But you know how he's an unselfish player, but he can score too. Yeah, you seen him play before. Yeah, he be knocking shit down and getting his little assists. So it's cool. It's cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to do a show about some.
Yeah. Groovy Ka. Yeah. No, I appreciate you, man. It's been an honor. Anytime I get to share space with people I respect and I hold at in a high regard is fire. So thank you for having me, bro. And it's always love on my end. You know that.
Like a rocket, put money in new Subi pockets. I bought like I ran out of options. I play like I ran out of sockets. Got pretty girls think I'm the hottest. I'm focused on cooking the product. I sell it then keep all the profit.